everyone, welcome back to another catching up on daily life process. This is a collection that I'm using that I cut down from scraps. So it was from, what did it say, Grateful Heart by Close to My Heart. And I had used this collection to do some 12 by 12 scrapbook pages, and then with my scraps, like I have been doing, and I do have a video all about it. If I remember to link it below, I will, but I am not going to promise that right now. I now take my scraps, and instead of just throwing them away or giving them away or immediately making cards with them, I cut them down so that they will work in my project life daily life albums, and that way I can get more out of my kits, I feel like. So I'm working now back on my 2018 album, and I don't know why I didn't do another spread of 2019, but I'm not going to worry about it. It doesn't really matter what order I'm going in. It's just that I think what it was is that this was where I started after I had stopped to do all those other videos that were, what I'm showing you here real quick is I've mentioned, and that didn't show up as well as I was hoping, but I've mentioned in my packing for crops videos that I got one of those foldable wagons, and I just wanted to show you there. That was a picture of it in case you've ever wondered what it was looking like. But I think the reason I went to 2018 is because I had stopped to do all those aquarium layouts with the fishtails collection, and so this was just me restarting back onto my 12 by 12 page, or excuse me, my pocket pages. This, I think these two layouts go pretty quick. It's actually two layouts plus an insert. So you guys know I go from Sunday to Saturday in mine, and sometimes 1 week won't be enough photos, but 2 weeks will be too many photos. So there are little smaller divided page protectors that you can get, and I do have some of those. I know that I say I won't use different page protectors anymore, but the little ones, I don't mind adding one of those little ones in if it needs it, and you will see coming up what I'm talking about. So I'm just using this. Actually, this went really quick. These are, by the way, some alphabet foam stickers. These are by Paige Evans, and it came in the pack, so one side of the pack is all white and on the other side is this navy color, and I tell you, white and navy, that was perfect because those are definitely ones I will use. So I have a bunch of these, and I'm going to end up using actually quite a few of these on this double page spread, and I'm quite happy about that. And so I'm just putting those on, and I'm going to use a lot of different titles. Since I don't have a whole lot of journaling, I'm gonna do, kind of some titles on some of the photos. Sometimes I do that on spreads, sometimes I don't. I'm not really going to say I feel like it has to be one way or another. And honestly, at this point, again, I'm just trying to get this done. I think this will go all the way maybe into November. I might be starting into November with this double page spread. So I think I do this one with this collection, and I don't think I have enough to do 2019, so I think that, I can't remember. Maybe I won't say that just yet, but also with the Close to My Heart collection came some of that ribbon, which you will see me adding that ribbon, which is not something I use very often, but because I had it out with this collection, it ended up working out pretty well. So I'm also pulling out some of these. I'm sure all of you have seen these Tim Holtz word phrase sticker books. If you want to know more about those, please let me know. But I've only purchased 2 of those. This one kind of has the funny sayings, and I pull it out, and the other one was just all a bunch of different words, and I still have plenty of those left to use up, which I should be using up as well. But I think this little one that I put on this picture here was, I think it says, in my defense, I was left unsupervised or something like that. And so I thought that worked pretty well. These phrase stickers are more on the funny, sarcastic side, so I can't use them on all of the pictures. But I'm happy to get some of those used up. And when I pulled those out, it also made me think even more about pulling out the other little sticker. I've mentioned before that I don't buy a lot of those big sticker books thinking, I think they're great if you love, like Paige Evans has one, or, you know, Chamel has them. They all have like their own one that kind of fits their stuff. And I think those are absolutely wonderful if there's something that you use a lot of. I've never purchased them because I just wondered how much I would use them. But when I was actually shopping with my friend the other day at Hobby Lobby, theirs were all 40% off, which is more, I know you can get them at Tuesday morning for like $6, which is where I would suggest going to look if you wanted to get some. But I saw one in Hobby Lobby that I hadn't seen in other places, and it was just an all holiday one. And I ended up pulling that one out quite a bit. You will see that coming up. And I have to tell you, I'm liking these sticker books more than I thought I ever would. So I'm kind of excited about that. This does not mean I'm going to go on a rush, run out and buy a ton of them by any means. I think I may have 5, possibly 6 of them, and I'm good. That's plenty. So this spread, originally, I think this changes, but I'm not sure. Again, I did this a few days ago, so I'm not exactly sure, but it has, you know, again, the 4x6 horizontal places for photos, but I didn't want to add like this huge 4x6 filler card. And I also needed a place to add the date, you know, because I always add what the time span is for the double page layouts. And so I'm going to take these 2 3x4 cards, and I started to work on it, but I knew that I wanted to do journaling on it. And I don't really want to sit there and do my journaling with you guys watching. I think I do in one of them, but it's super quick. But I feel like you guys can see the journaling in the end. And a lot of times I type it up. And so, although I think for this one, because that journaling card already has the lines on it, I don't end up typing it up just because it was quicker. And I will print on journaling cards that do have the lines, and even if the lines go through some of the words, in my experience, from what I've seen, the journaling cards that have the lines are usually a pretty faint color. So if you want to type it up on there, maybe make a thicker or a taller, or, you know, the bold feature when you're doing all kinds of typing and stuff like that, then that helps if you want to cover the lines. If you don't want to mess up your card, then handwrite it. I think that handwriting is totally okay. I feel like a lot of people sometimes hate their handwriting, and I don't always like mine either. But that's one thing I do like about these daily life albums, is that I do add both handwritten and typed journaling, and I kind of like the combo and mixture of the two. So here is where, yeah, I realized that I had less pictures for the following spreads than I did for this one. So I was originally going to leave this photo out, but I decided it goes with those 2 other photos. This is me and a bunch of my friends at the crop. This crop is actually supposed to be coming up on the 27th, maybe. I don't know, one of these coming up Fridays. And keep your fingers crossed for me. This video, I have no idea when it will go up. I'm assuming it'll go up before then, but I'm just really hoping it doesn't get canceled, because this is one of my favorite crops. It's a really neat crop. They have you can basically, it's like 24 to 36 hours, and you sleep when you want, and they play movies. It's a lot of fun. So here's kind of a close-up. This one went fairly quickly because I didn't have a whole lot of journaling to do. You can see there how that blue, and that photo there I did leave with no embellishments or anything on it, just to kind of, again, have that resting spot. You can see how those blue alphabets, let me try that again. Those blue alphabets really work. They do have a little bit of thickness to them, but they work pretty well. They're not so thick that they won't go in the page protector. And if you're worried about that, I know a lot of people do add things to the outside of their page protectors. I just don't trust that. I feel like there's more of a chance that stuff's going to fall off doing it that way. So unless it's super thick, I won't. I like to add them onto the pictures. So here is, my daughter moved out in 2018, the end of 2018, and so we fixed up the back bedrooms, and that is when I also got my craft room. And so these are 2 photos, and all I'm going to do to these 2 photos is put the words before and after. And because we got new carpet in the rooms, you know, she moved out, we painted. Those carpets were old. My daughter's like 18 when she moved out, so that's how old those carpets were, and they took a beating. You know, if you have a teenage girl, there was makeup, there's all kinds of things on that floor, and so it was pretty neat to take a picture of the 2. And I love the new carpet that we got. My sons really did too, because now they both had a room back there as well. So now here is where I am going to take those 2 3x4 cards, and I'm actually going to add them here. I really liked this one that had the butterfly on it, and I was originally planning on adding the date to it. Gonna be honest, it's one of those ones I'm on the fence about, but it's, in my opinion, it's done. It's scrapbooked, it's cute enough, and I'm done. I have to tell you also really quick, with these thickers or these alphabet letters, whatever you want to call them, they had exclamation points at the bottom. And what I'm doing here is they also had question marks at the bottom. And I noticed in between the time that I took them out of the packaging, this is the first time I've ever used them, the 2 little dots that go underneath the exclamation points were there, but the 2 dots that were are supposed to go underneath the question marks were gone. So just be aware that those little dots will disappear. I did find one. It was stuck to another letter on that sheet. Actually, I do think I end up finding both eventually, but so be just a little bit aware that those might come off of there. But if you don't care about the question marks or the little dots, then you don't have to worry. This is a picture of me painting my new scrap room, and again, I will have a not a live tour, I guess, whatever you want to call it, scrap room tour coming up. I was planning on doing it maybe in the next week or so, but with the schools being canceled, I honestly don't have any idea when I will have that done. So you will get a few sneak peeks in these videos of what my room looks like. This photo here is my daughter went to lunch with my husband, and it was pretty cool because she sent me this picture and I didn't even have to ask. So I thought that was kind of neat that she went ahead and she knew that I would like to have a picture of her. And I thought about doing a 12 by 12 page of this, but I don't know if I will. It's not that big of an important event or anything, but if I feel like it, then I will. If not, then at least it's in here and it's good. So I'm just adding a lunch date with those letter thickers again, and I'm going to see, you can tell I'm using up quite a bit of those. I am adding the date with my date stamp to a lot of these pocket pages because this is 2018. It doesn't have it with the journaling, whereas my 2019, the app that I use, does automatically put it with the journaling. And for this divided page protector, there is one that has the 2 4x6 and 2 3x4 cards in it, and that was my original plan, but I didn't want to separate the photos that are on the other side of the before and after carpet. I wanted them right above and below each other, so I just used one of these 4x6 ones that I have, and I don't know, I want to say this is American Crafts on it. I'm not even really sure, but it works out just fine because, again, I just took the 2, and when I have 2 3x4s that I want to go in one 4x6 spot, I will put them together as one with washi tape. So you will see here, I just turn them over, line them up, and then add the washi tape, and that works really well to hold them together. So now I'm going to put this in the pocket, and I'm going to take a moment to show you, and you can see the dirty carpets from before and the beautiful after. Oh, it was so nice. But so this is basically the little insert that I was mentioning. I didn't have enough of these photos to do an entirely another full 12 by 12 spread, so I just take these 6 by 12s and make it work. Here's another little sneak peek, actually a couple of them, into my room. So this photo that I'm working on now is actually 2 that I put together to be on one 4x6, and this is when my husband, I asked him if he would hang the shelves. So I have shelves in my room above my desk, and they're on those, I don't know what you call those, metal things that you can kind of adjust the height. I think that if I was thinking about it now, I might have not done some shelves a little bit lower and added some pegboard, but it's finished for now and it's working for me, so I'm gonna just leave it the way it is. One thing I would like to point out, I don't know if I've mentioned this in any of the videos, with the 2018 album, I also added a few photos using the Collect app just here and there throughout this album. I kind of felt like it helped with the journaling, number one, and number two, it just kind of gave something neat to look at, like another element to look at while doing that. So you will see that. I think I have one put to the side for now. This, again, I used an app to my Pick Stitch app, and that's P-I-C, Pick Stitch app, and I took these 6 photos of my daughter. This is her in her new apartment, and I didn't want to leave any of them out, so I put them all on one 4x6 and printed them up. I do think maybe I wish that I would have. The cool thing about the Pick Stitch app is that you can also adjust the border, so how each one of those photos has a white border around it. I kind of wish that maybe I would have made just a teeny bit smaller of a white one, but it's okay. I was here again, I was looking for a phrase sticker, one of the Tim Holtz ones to put in there, but I couldn't find anything, and so I found this one sticker and I just put it in the middle, and that one was done. So you don't have to do a ton of embellishing to these photos. That's another way to streamline it, is if you don't have a lot of time, maybe just throw a sticker somewhere on there and call it good. This photo I'm leaving blank. This was us at Thanksgiving. It was the family. It was actually kind of fun. I said, okay, everybody, we are going to do a family selfie, which I don't always do, but I decided I'm going to do it. If people don't want to be in the picture, they don't have to. But we all squeezed into this one area, and my daughter's the best at holding the phone out, so she's kind of the phone holder. You might have noticed through all these pictures that she's always the one kind of holding the phone. She seems to be the best at getting the best angle. She's a selfie queen. So here's another one of those sticker books, and this is the one I just got at the store with my friend, and I believe we went to the store this same day and I used it this day, so that made me really happy. But this is the holiday ones, and I was looking for one that said Thanksgiving, and I'm going to pull a couple other ones out. There's that brown sticker right there on that one that says Happy Thanksgiving, and it's a huge square like leaf, that brown one on the sheet, if you can see what I'm talking about. I am going to end up using that, and I'm just cutting off the leaf because I just wanted something small to say Happy Thanksgiving. Maybe it's obvious what we're doing in the pictures. Maybe people will want to know where we're at. So I figured if I wrote Happy Thanksgiving, that would be good. As well as that, you might have seen me add a flip flap by Close to My Heart. If you would like to know more about flip flaps, let me know. I can do a What Is It Wednesday video on it. But I took some pictures. My husband made all the food that's in this picture. These were just the appetizers that we took. My husband is a really, really good cook, you guys. I got so lucky with him. And I really wanted to document the food. That's kind of something I've started in the last few years, is not just taking pictures of people, but more things as well that's going on around us. So currently I have those 4 that, again, I used my not the Collect app, the Pick Stitch app, and put the 4 on one, and I cut it to 4x4 size so that it was smaller. And what I'm going to do is, I did have some journaling that day because I did go around and ask all of us, what's your favorite, or what are you thankful for? So you will see in the end, I don't think I show me adding it, but you will see in the end when I show you the kind of close-up picture, I typed up what everybody was thankful for and yada yada. So that's what's going to go next to those 4 pictures of the food. And then this one is a picture of my little kitty. I don't know how well you can see it, but I was starting to put things in my room. We got the desktop and I had a box in there, and he came and just made himself right at home in that little box. He was so sweet and cute, and now all he does is come in there and eat my plastic bags. But yeah, he knows he's not supposed to, though, because when he comes into my room, I turn around, look at him, and he just kind of almost runs out, which yeah, I like having him in there. In fact, I've learned to actually save plastic bags beside me from like embellishment packages, and I will save those so I can give him one to chew on, so that he doesn't chew on my good collection kit ones with my good collection kits in there. And then that photo beside it is me. I just randomly took that. It's not the best of photos. I don't care. That was when I started to bring my collection kits in. So I have a 4x4 calyx cube in my room now. I will talk more about that when I do my room tour. But when I was bringing my collection kits in, I kind of did them one by one and documented which ones I had and so forth. And then these pictures are that same Thanksgiving weekend. My husband took all the doors down from, we put the carpet in. So now he sanded the doors, we painted them, and it looks so much better than it did way back when. We have a small house, and it's an older house, and it does need some refurbishment, but slowly and surely, that's a lot of money, and we got to do it while we can, right? So it was fun to get these doors done. And next will be me showing you the close-ups. I'm just going to glue this down and kind of skip ahead here. I did add some journaling. Oh, and this one card here, it may be your card, but it's Mom's Rules. That was a quote my son said, and I love to add quotes in because they are just hilarious. So there's the flip flap. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next time, or at the next time, whatever. All right, see you next time. Bye.